Welcome to video 7 of our Scratch Skill series. In this tutorial, we're giving your sprite the ability to shoot bullets or fireballs or whatever it is you set him to shoot. Kind of like in Super Mario Brothers where you can shoot the fireball. So we're going to start like normal with our blank Scratch page. So let's start by moving your character to the side so we've got a little bit of room. And the first thing we need to think about is, what do we want our bullet to look like? So I'm going to go like normal. Well, I'm going to add in a new sprite like normal there with that button. And I'm going to look for something for him to be able to shoot. And I think the cat is going to shoot out, what's something that'll be cool? Maybe apples. I like apples. There we go. So the goal is that the cat, when we push a button, shoots out apples. And it's not going to be the same one every time. It's actually going to create a clone of that, and then it's going to delete the clone when it, say, hits the edge. We might start first by just giving motion to our character, which will help later on down the line, and we all should be pretty familiar with how to do this. So I'm just going to race through it. I really should have this code copied, I think. Okay, there we go. Done, so that should give us our motion. Let me just try it out. Yep, perfect. Okay, now go to your Apple sprite, and we're gonna look down here in our events, and you'll see you got quite a few different options. It's actually under control, sorry. You got one down here that says when I start this clone. We're going to bring that one up there. We're also going to bring in under events when flag is clicked, and we're going to make that under looks, a hide, because we want the original one to hide. We just want to play with the clones. So when I start this clone, and back over to our sprite, and we're going to say when the flag is clicked, forever, and then if, and I'm going to go with space key, there we go. If space key is pressed, and then over to control, create a clone of, and we'll say the apple. Now at the moment the apple's not doing anything, so it's just going to produce nothing. But we're going to put some code here which should get the actual apple firing. So when I start this clone, first thing we need to do is show. Because we've got it invisible at the moment. So now when I push play, you can see it makes a clone. And then we want to say, we want it to go to our sprite. So under motion, there is a go to option here, and we can change that to sprite 2. So we want the apple to go to our sprite. So when I push play, the apple will be going, or it should be going to our sprite. Now it's still incomplete with the code, still a bit to go, but that's the position it's going to go to. Next thing we want to say is point in the direction. So point in the direction, and we want to put in here the direction our clone, or direction our sprite is in. So we need to go to sensing for this one, and we are looking for this one down here. The one that at the moment says X position of sprite 2. And we're going to change that to direction of sprite 2, which is our sprite. And we can drag that and drop it right in there. So now that's going to put the apple in the direction no matter where we're facing. So if we're looking up, it's going to point up. If we're looking down, it's going to shoot down, and so on. Now we need to actually get the apples flying now. So we need a repeat until. So grab that one. We're going to repeat until, and then we're going to put a touching, and we'll say edge. So as soon as it hits the edge, it should then delete, which we'll get to. Let's get a move 10 steps in there. And under control, we're going to go delete this clone. So we went quite fast through, but this is what it says. When the clone starts, it shows from its hidden state. It then goes to the sprite here, points in his direction. It should move repeatedly 10 steps out until it hits the edge, and then it will repeat. So let's try it out. There we go. And you'll see I can spam this quite a bit and constantly shoot apples out. And they're always coming from where my position is. You probably don't want that in your game, otherwise the user's got a bit too much power. So what you can do is, back on our sprite, you can put a wait under there, under maybe 0.2 seconds. And now I can't fire as fast. I mean, you could even have a variable there where you make that a power up for how many things they collect. Maybe, you know, it changes, gets faster or slower. Even that's a little fast, maybe 0.5. There you go. So that's how we make our character shoot. Comes in quite handy, especially being able to move around and do it. You'll also see, one thing I'll show you, our character doesn't have the ability to change different, change his degrees. But if I just turn him around, he's going to keep firing whichever direction he's facing in. So if your game is a bit more 3D and your character can move around, then this will still work no matter which direction he's facing in. And lastly for the video, now that we've got the apples that can shoot, let's give them a bit of a purpose. So I'm going to add in an enemy. I'm just going to go this bat because he looks like he's up to no good. And we're going to make it so that when the bat gets shot with a bullet, he disappears. And let's make it so the bat actually moves around a bit. So under events, we'll get when flag is clicked, we'll just put a forever in there and a repeat. And we'll say change Y by 10. I'll duplicate that. And then change Y by -10. 10's probably not enough. Let's say 30 and 30. And so that should be our bat moving around now. Okay, now at the moment, the bullets are just going to go straight through him. But let's include in some code to make him disappear when the bullets get him. So we'll say, when we start the program, he should be always shown. We'll say forever if touching the apple, then we'll say hide. And let's make him come back. We'll say wait 1 second and then show. Alright, so he's moving around. I shoot an apple, he's gone. And he's back. Another one. Okay, so he goes and comes back each time. Now, this can be handy if in your game you've got enemies that come towards you and you have to shoot them and, you know, they can respawn or whatever. That should be a good idea how you can get enemies to disappear. I mean, you could always make it like the clone that when they get hit, they actually deletes the clone or it just hides it permanently like this. So you can see now he's gone for good. So I hope you learned something in this tutorial and I'll see you on the next one.